这个人。
Oh yeah, he was one of the vice presidents I had to meet with every once in a while.
所以他是当时的副总裁，我必须要跟他经常讲话。
And then my dad said, "That's my cousin."
后来说他是我的表弟。
And then Mr. Tian and my dad started talking.
所以这个田先生跟我的爸爸就开始就比较熟了。
About the story about my grandfather, about visiting the vice governor 2 years earlier.
就把他这个所有的缘由就跟他讲说，2年以前来过这地方跟副省长讲过话。
And then Mr. Tian said, "I'm going to see that 副省长Guo Yuhai this afternoon."
他说我在今天下午我就要去见这个副省长。
That evening we were invited out to supper again with that whole group.
所以我们当天晚上又被邀请到另外一个宴会。
And out of that meeting, they wrote us a letter saying, "We want Evergreen to come back officially. We want you to come back to China, and you must call your company Evergreen."
所以你们必须要回来，那你们的公司的名字必须要叫永清。
To remember my grandfather.
其实为了纪念我的祖父。
All right, that's enough about my grandfather and the beginning of Evergreen. I want to talk about Chinese people now.
我这讲完了我祖父跟这个永清的故事，现在我要讲中国人的故事了。
Yeah, one of the things I learned, I grew up in Taiwan for 14 years, and then now it's been 17 years in China, so I've been around Chinese people.
OK， 我在台湾长了14年。在中国待了17年，所以我对中国人所知甚深。
But every region is a little bit different.
每个地区都有点不一样。
But over the years, discovered there's 3 or so things that are very important to the Chinese people.
对中国人来讲，有3件事情非常重要。
One is business.
第一个是他的生意。
Whether it's entrepreneurship or any kind of business, the Chinese are brilliant.
是自己做事也好，然后替别人做事也好，他们中国人在这方面都很强。
I met a young house church pastor in Shanxi. He was very tall, and I said, "Do you play basketball?" He said, "No, I'm a Christian now. I stopped playing sports."
我在那个山西碰到一个中国人的的牧师，他长得非常高，我跟他说：“哎，你会不会像那个姚明一样玩那个 play basketball？” 他说：“我是基督徒了，所以我不能玩这些争来搞去的。”
So I asked him, "How do you relax? What do you do to relax?"
我就问他说：“你怎么样能够让自己放轻松呢？”
He says, "I like to go into stores and see how they do the pricing of all their products, and I compare one store with another, and that's fun."
跑去每个店去比价，我就很快乐。
So no one questions that about the Chinese amazing business culture.
所以说我们这中国人呢是在这个锱铢必较这方面是很厉害的。
A second value or strength within the Chinese is their food.
再不然我们中国人是非常注重吃的嘛，
Whether it's Sichuan or Yuecai or Jingcai.
肉粽。
Oh, there's no end of good Chinese food. The third strong culture I see in the Chinese people is the family.
第三个很重要的就是他的家庭。
And in that family commitment, there isn't always a lot of love, but there's a commitment and a network that's very strong.
虽然不见得有很多的成果commitment，但是他们的中间的 network 是很重要的。
And in the families that we've been seeing in China over the last couple of decades, today with only one child for most Chinese families, it's about the kids' education, getting the kids educated.
所以在中国现在大部分的家庭都是有一个宝贝的儿子，所以这个对这个孩子的教育是非常重要的。
So about 7 or 8 years ago, we did one of those organizational reviews. We've been working in China for about 10 years, and we knew that we were stuck in certain patterns, and we had to review our organization.
所以我在7、8年前就我们自己的组织呢做一个检讨。我们在那边已经10几年了，我们总是就大到那个情景里面就需要一个改进。
God had blessed us with many medical people. We had doctors and nurses and physical therapists.
这个神的恩典是给我们很多这个有关于医学的资源人才。
God had given us a wonderful agriculturalist from Holland who was doing a great work with agriculture, raising pigs and vegetable farms and all kinds of things.
所以他也是给我们很好的农业人才，是给种田的、养猪啦，这些都很在行。
We had development people. Actually, we have 2 lawyers in Evergreen. Both from America, both watch out. But these lawyers, can lawyers make good missionaries?
所以我在我们的这个 team 里面，在我们的队伍里面，还有甚至有2个那个做律师的，都是从美国回去的华侨。你想想看，律师可以做那个基督徒嘞，
宣教士。
Yeah, are there any attorneys here in the room? Are there any attorneys here?
My daughter is going to be a lawyer.
I'll tell you what, these 2 lawyers are our best missionaries in many ways.
OK， 这2个律师确实是最好的一个传教士。
They help people fix their problems.
他帮别人来清理他们的问题。
And these 2 lawyers go into some of the poor areas and they say, I can see a problem, let me figure out a way to solve whether economic problem, they do small business or things like that.
他们到一个很穷的地方，他们可以看到怎么样能够帮那些人在地方做一些经济的发展，来解决他们的问题。
One of our lawyers has started a community center that has a library for 30,000 people.
我们他就创造了其中一个就创造了一个图书馆，可以服务35000个人。
The city is 30,000 people, but 1,500 of them have library cards and come regularly every month to the library.
所以他们就在这个3万的人当中有1000多个人可以经常来借书的。
But that wasn't good enough for her. She wanted a library for the village kids that couldn't get to the city.
所以但是呢，他就觉得这还是不够的，所以他就希望有这个图书馆给这些乡间的孩子们。
So she got a van and she filled it with books, and every month it goes to 26 villages, one day in each village, and shares the library with the school.
所以他就弄了一个 van， 然后把上面带了很多书，每个礼拜就在26个村庄里面巡回的借书给这些孩子们看。
But there's a problem.
但是呢，就会产生一个问题。
She wanted to have a ministry too, so she had an elder from the church go with the van to each village.
所以他要传福音，所以就找了一个长老来一起跟他们去。
So while the library was loaning the books to the students, the elder would talk to the teachers and the principal, and many of them came to know the Lord.
在孩子们看书的时候、借书的时候，这个长老就跟当地的老师啦，还有校长来传福音。在这样的情况之下，很多人接受了耶稣基督。
And so the town where the library was based, they decided they would compete with Evergreen, and they started their own library.
所以那个村庄里面呢，就觉得是说我们自己也可以设立图书馆，所以他就要设立图书馆来跟这个来竞争。
But they ran into so many problems. They came to our Evergreen library and said, "Would you help us run our Chinese library?"
他们就说他们在太多的问题，所以他就来到我们当中，要求我们来帮忙他们。
We also were blessed with people that were in education, teaching our schools, in our international school, and teaching English.
我们在当地有很多的教育家，所以他们就来在教孩子或者是教英文之类的。
But we were all Americans or Canadians or Australians or Europeans, and we weren't really Chinese, even though we lived there many years.
我们是很多，我们虽然是从全世界各地来，有挪威、有意大利人、有奥地利亚人这些人，但是我们究竟不是中国人。
So when we did the review, what we realized was us Westerners were able to open the door of opportunity, but we would only go through the door very slowly.
但是我们发觉这些西方人呢，可以帮忙把门打开，但是进了门以后就变得很慢。
We like to do a lot of research. We like to understand everything carefully and prepare very detailed reports.
所以我们要花很多的时间来研究当地人的风土人情，我们必须要做很精准的报告才成。
But our research showed that as we opened the door of opportunities, whatever Chinese staff we had ran through the door and did 10 times more than we could.
当我们发现我们开了门以后，就我们从其中的中国人呢，就可以跑步很快就进去到打阵。
So one result of that survey was that we started hiring as many Chinese staff as we could and putting our effort into training them to understand as much as they could about the work and the gospel.